Hey, welcome to our first root chakra flow practice. So we're going to work through, I would say, a probably mild flow. There will be movement. I don't think it will be very challenging, although some parts may be. We're going to work a lot with squatting postures today, so respect your knees. Move in a way that feels good for your knees. Everyone's going to have a different amount of bend to their knees. Some people can bend their knees and sink really deep into a squat. For some people, that puts a lot of strain on their knees and it feels less comfortable. So when you move within the limits of your body today, because especially, I don't know, I'm just right on the cusp of 40, and depending on the weather, my range of motion is different every day, depending on how my joints feel that day. So practice in a way that feels good for your own body. And don't worry about trying to do what my body does. Also, maybe you can do more than my body can do. So play with this practice and change it to your own level of movement. Does that make sense? Change it to the level of movement that you feel like doing today. So let's take a minute to just kind of drop into our bodies. Nice gentle breath in and out. Slowing down our breathing. Notice how it feels to breathe in this moment. Take a moment to check in and notice what our energy level is like right now. Do we have lots of energy? Are we feeling a little bit slower today? No judgment, just acknowledgement. Or take a moment to check in with our mind and notice how busy or quiet our mind is feeling today. And we're going to take a minute to just feel almost like we're going to try to imagine or envision or feel a downward movement of energy. So I'm going to feel my legs pressing into the floor, my hips. If I'm sitting on the floor, they press into the floor. If I'm sitting on a prop, then they're going to push down into that prop. And so as the lower part of my body, I want to feel it rooting down. Maybe even picture roots growing down from my body towards the center of the earth. I can feel my shoulders relax down away from my ears. And I'm going to focus on my diaphragm as I breathe here. So when I breathe in, I'm going to become aware of the diaphragm moving down. My lungs expand. And then exhale, relax, and let my breath flow back out of my body. Big breath in, my diaphragm pulls down. Exhale, relax, and let my breath leave. One last breath here. Big breath in, diaphragm pulls down, maybe the biggest breath of all. Breathing out, letting my breath leave my body. I'm going to make my way here onto my back. So from here, I'm just going to start to kind of gently rock my knees side to side. Arms can rest wherever they're comfortable. I'm going to take one knee, pull it in towards my belly, and do a big circle with that leg. If it feels better for you to hold onto your leg, you can to make this little circle, or you can not hold your leg and just kind of move it around. And make that circle about as big as we can, and then switch directions. Pause. You can hug that leg into the belly now. I'm going to take my other leg and slowly stretch it out. Hovering just above the ground. I'm going to take a big breath in. As I breathe out, slowly pull my shoulders away from the floor. Maybe I reach my hands towards my extended foot. Maybe I take my arms up overhead. And then slowly come all the way back. Both feet on the floor, rock side to side. I'm going to pull my other knee in here. Make a couple circles, 3 big circles, one direction. Switch the direction of the circle. Pause. Hold onto my knee here. Slowly stretch my other leg out. Heel can be just above the floor. You could also put your heel right on the floor if that feels better. I'm going to slowly start to pull my shoulders away from the floor. Reach towards the foot of my extended leg. Or my arms can come up overhead. And then slowly all the way back down. A couple big side-to-side movements with the knees. All the way back to center here. I'm going to bring both my knees in. Hold on to my knees. And I'm going to start to rock myself forward. So when I rock forward, depending on what feels the best in my body, I could rock myself forward and bring my heels to the floor. Or I could rock myself forward and see if I can pause without my heels touching the floor. I'm going to do this a couple of times. I can also take my hands out to the sides. The next time that we come up, we're going to pause and hold, seated here. I'm going to stretch one leg out, and then the other, and then both. I'm going to cross my ankles here. Hands can come to the floor. I'm going to make my way back to plank pose. So shift and pick my butt up, step my feet back. Pause here, and then slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Big breath in to lift the heart. Take a big breath out, up and back to downward dog. Pause and breathe. And take a big look forward. I'm going to step, little steps, my feet towards my hands. And a big breath in from halfway up. Big breath out, fold back down. Big breath in, arms come out to the side, up overhead, and then down to the heart. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, hands to the ground. We'll step ourselves back to plank. Lower towards the floor, nice and slow. Big breath in, lift our hearts. Big breath out to downward dog. 3 breaths here. And inhale, look forward. And exhale, I'm going to step. Big step, my feet forward. Breathe in and come halfway up. Breathe out and fold back down. Big breath in, reach up towards the ceiling. Big breath out, hands to the heart. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, half up. Exhale, hands to the ground, coming back to plank. Lowering nice and slow to the floor. Big breath in, lift the heart. Big breath out to downward dog. Pausing and holding here for a couple more breaths. And then inhale, look forward, and exhale, step back to the top of the mat. Inhale and come halfway up. Exhale, and fold back down. Inhale, we're going to take a big bend into the knees here. Arms come out, reach up. Exhale, and so the heart. We're going to come through 2 more rounds, but we're going to take a little pause in like a squat on our way down. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, we're going to fold down. As I fold, I'm going to bring my hips down towards the ground. I'm going to come down as far as I can. You might want to bring your feet a little bit farther apart here. It may feel good just the way you're moving. I'm going to inhale and come halfway up. Exhale, all the way back down to my squat. And I'm going to step 1 foot back, other foot back. Pause in my plank. Slowly lower towards the floor. Inhale to lift my heart. Exhale to my downward dog. Inhale, I'm going to look forward. Exhale, I'm going to bring my feet back to the position that I was in before I came back. So that could be my feet kind of right in behind my hands as I squat, or it could be my feet out a little bit wider as I squat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to squat again. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time we're gonna play with incorporating crow pose into our transition back. So it could look a little bit different for everyone's body, depending on what feels good for you. So when I come through, I don't even have to take my feet off the floor. I could maybe from my squat just play with lifting my heels away from the ground, nice and high. Try and get my knees up close to my armpits. I could lift 1 foot at a time off the ground. I could lift both of my feet off of the ground and then step one leg back and then the other. I could lift both of my feet up and then send both of my legs back to plank at the same time. So from here, big breath in, arms reach up. Big breath out, we'll fold down, bend our knees, come into our squat. Inhale, we're gonna come halfway up. Exhale, hands to the ground. So from here, we could do that, just a heel lift. We could do 1 foot lifts and then the other. We could bring both feet up. 1 foot goes back then the other, or both feet go back together. We're gonna come to plank and then lower to the ground through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. So from here, shift. Lower down, nice and slow. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to downward dog. One more breath here. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to come back to our squat. This time we're going to take our hands together in front of our heart. Elbows might push to the insides of the knees. Big lift of the heart. If your butt doesn't like being that deep, we could be here doing the same thing. Just trying to think of lengthening the distance between our tailbone and our head. So from any position in between those two. We're going to bring the hands back to the ground here. We're going to come back to playing with that transition between crow pose and chaturanga. So again here, lift the hips a bit. Play with the version of crow you want to play with today. And then all the way back and down. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to downward dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, we can walk our feet forward. Inhale and come to our little squat. Lift the hips again. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale all the way back down to our squat again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're gonna move probably somewhere around the center of our mat here. And from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play with squatting one leg in a couple of different ways. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to balance on my right foot. I'm going to bring my left knee up and pull it up as high as I can. I'm going to slowly press through my heel, bend my knee. I'm going to come all the way back. So I'm coming towards my warrior 3 pose. From here, I'm going to keep my hands at my heart. I'm going to bend my bottom knee and then straighten out of it. Do that 2 more times. Woo. 1 more time. And then slowly come all the way back to standing. Same thing with my right leg. all the way back. 3 little bends of my left leg. And then all the way back to standing. Big breath in, stretch. Big breath out. Bring my hands to my heart. Sink back into a squat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, back to my squat. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, hands to my heart. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. So instead of having my leg come out straight behind me and bending and really just focusing on the standing leg, I'm going to focus on the leg that goes back. So I'm going to think about sending this foot back as far as I can, and then slowly bringing it to the floor. I'm going to take a big breath in, nice and long to my torso. As I breathe out, I'm going to bring this back knee towards the ground. You can bring it all the way to the floor or not, depending on what you like. If you know you want to bring it all the way to the floor, but you think your knee might not like that, you can bring a blanket down. So big breath in as I breathe out. Inhale to come up, exhale to come down. Big breath in, pause. Exhale, we'll step our back foot towards our front foot. Big breath in, reach up. Big breath out, hands come to the heart, coming back down towards our squat. Inhale to lift the hips, and then come halfway up. Exhale, back to our squat. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to send our next foot back. Getting nice and tall through the torso. Big breath in as I breathe out. Back knee comes down. Inhale up, exhale down. All the way back up, pause, big breath in. Exhale, back foot towards the front foot. Big breath in, big breath out. We're going to fold. Hands can come to the floor, knees bend if you need them to get the hands to the floor, and then slowly sink the hips back. Hands can come together in front of the heart. One more big breath in here. Exhale, hands to the ground. We are going to come into a movement called wood chopping. So again, depending on where you are in your squat, how deep your squat is, the movement of our upper body is going to be the same. Your butt just might be higher away from the floor or closer towards the floor when you make the movement. So from here, another thing, if you're going to be in this squat for a bit and it's not overly comfortable for you to have your heels on the ground, sometimes it could be nice to have contact with something. We might take that blanket that we have and just tuck it underneath our heels. So from here, hands can start in front of my heart. I'm going to really think of lengthening my spine here. On a big breath in, I'm going to reach up towards the ceiling. Big breath out. 2 more times. Hands can come to the floor. We're going to play again with our crow pose here. So that could be shifting our weight forward, picking our heels up away from the floor, picking one foot up at a time, or picking our feet up, both together away from the floor. We're gonna see if we can do if we're doing alternating feet, we might do 1 breath each foot for 4 breaths. If we're doing both feet together, we're gonna do 5 breaths. So that can be 5 breaths of just holding the heels away from the floor, or 5 breaths of picking the feet up. So when you're ready, we'll play with the 5 breaths of practice. And slowly come all the way back down. 3 more wood chopping movements, and I'm going to do 5 breaths in whatever version of crow we're doing. I'm going to do this 2 more times. One last round. Five last breaths here. All the way down. Come all the way down to be on our backs. Take a little stretch out. Let our knees rock side to side. All the way back to center. We're going to do our last little bit of crow work here. So we're going to pull both of our knees in towards our belly. The feet can be separated. You could bring the toes together, and knees might come out a little bit. We're trying to really tuck up here. Big breath in. I'm going to slowly reach my hands up and then lift my head and shoulders away from the floor. Three more breaths. Slowly come all the way down. Big full body stretch. We're going to do that 2 more times. So 3 times in total. So when you're ready, we'll pull the knees back in. Reach towards the ceiling. Lift away from the floor. All the way back down. Big stretch out. One more time. All the way back up. 5 last breaths. All the way back down. You can rock side to side a couple of times. We're going to rock all the way over to one side. Doesn't matter which side. I'm gonna rest my head on my hand. I can reach down and hold onto the top of my foot. If this doesn't feel comfortable to reach out and hold my foot with my hand, I could take a little scarf or belt or even a towel and wrap it around my foot to hold onto it so I still get that connection between my hand and my foot. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, bottom leg can be bent wherever you want it. And I'm going to start to bring my knee back. Stretch out the front of my leg. I'm going to switch sides here. So you can just roll over to the other side. Hold on to the foot. Find a comfortable position and then start to move the knee back. Slowly release. I'm gonna bring my feet back to the floor, lie on my back here. I'm gonna bring my feet nice and wide apart, maybe wider than the mat, maybe just a little bit wider than hip distance, and see what feels the best in your body. Arms can come out to the side, or even up overhead, or they can stay down by your hips, and then we're gonna slowly rock side to side. I'm really focusing on the knee that's coming in towards the floor. We did a lot of like this movement during our practice. I'm gonna try to do the opposite here as I finish moving my body. The next time that my right knee comes in towards the middle here, I'm just gonna pause, hold here, 5 breaths. All the way back up. Left knee can come in, pause and hold for 5 breaths. All the way back. I'm gonna let both knees come in at the same time. So depending on what your hips like, your knees might come just a little bit in. You might find that they come in and your legs might kind of rest against each other. If your feet are farther apart, the legs might come in and not touch. So it'll be a little bit different for each of us. So we're gonna let them fall inwards and come as close to the floor as they can without like pushing them down. We're kind of letting them relax into this pose versus like forcing them down. And we're paused for 5 breaths. Slowly come all the way back up here. My feet back flat on the floor. Hands like come down either side of my body. Palms facing up, arms a comfortable distance away from us. So if you think about like kind of rolling your shoulder blades, back and down, almost like tucking them underneath us. However far apart my arms want to be for me to tuck my shoulder blades under. I could settle into this pose here with my knees bent. I could straighten my legs out as long as that feels okay for my low back, in front of my hips. And I'm just going to be in this pose here for 20 breaths. You're more than welcome to stop the video now and set a timer and stay in Shavasana for as long as you want to. Or you can keep the video running. We'll spend about 2 minutes in rest pose together. Nice slow breathing. Letting our arms and legs rest heavy against the floor. Like our bones are made out of rocks. And let the breath flow in and out of your body in a really natural rhythm. Not trying to force your breathing to move at any specific pace. Slow breaths in and out. And start to wiggle our fingers and toes. Make fists gently and then stretch our fingers apart. Make little circles with our feet. Start to circle our fists. And then big stretch. Full body stretch. When you're ready, you come back up to seated position and carry on with your practice or carry on with your day. And I'll see you again really soon.